The Baltimore Orioles need a reset. And after a weekend filled with emotions with the dismissal of manager Brandon Hyde, a whole new series on a whole new road stretch could pose the chance to reboot. As always, I'll break down everything that happened last time out and what's coming up here from the PNC Digital Desk. I'm Annie Claff, and this is presented by PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Games 2 and 3 against the Washington Nationals were the first for Tony Mansolino as interim manager, and the first games under a new manager for many of the young guys in this clubhouse. Zach Eflin had an uncharacteristic start for him in his second outing back from the injured list, giving up 10 hits in 5 1/3 innings. Nationals shortstop CJ Abrams had a stellar day, going 3 for 5 with 2 homers. Some lefty O's bats got hot also, but it wasn't enough to come back from some rough starting pitching. After a roller coaster of a weekend, the O's got swept by the Nationals, but there are some positive takeaways. The first being Charlie Morton's 4 1/3 innings with 6 Ks against the Nats in Game 2 after Kyle Gibson was pulled. Now, it definitely seemed as if Morton's curveball was coming back to being his best pitch because it definitely tricked some hitters. On Saturday, batters swung at 56% of his curveball outside of the zone, with only 22% making contact on those outside of the zone. Now, if we compare that to about a month ago on April 15th, when his outside swing percentage was 10%, with batters making contact on every single one of those curveballs outside of the zone, that says a lot about his improvement on deceiving hitters with his curveball, which has notoriously been his best pitch over his career. The second is Jackson Holliday, who has really been proving himself to be an everyday big leaguer on both sides of the ball. On defense, he made one of his best plays ever at second base over the weekend, and then at the plate hit 2 long balls throughout the series and brought in 5 runs. That put him at a 16.05 OPS in those last 3 games. Yes, you heard that correctly, 16.05. The lefty's year 1 to year 2 jump in the big leagues is really something to be impressed by. Luckily for Holliday, in Game 1 against the Brewers, he'll face a right-hander that has allowed a 9.09 OPS so far against lefty bats this season. It'll be Quinn Priester for Milwaukee. Priester started out the season with Boston, but was traded to the Brewers on April 7th. His first 3 starts for Milwaukee looked really good with a 1.93 ERA, but has since allowed 14 runs in his last 4 appearances. For the Orioles, Dean Kramer will take the mound at American Family Field. This righty needs to channel his first 2 starts in the month of May when he posted 7 innings in each with just 2 earned runs across both starts. His last outing was only 5 2/3 innings with 4 runs allowed. This Brewers team is coming off of a 5-2 win over the Twins as they snapped Minnesota's 13-game winning streak. The Brewers, though, have won 3 of their last 10 games, while the O's have won 2 of their last 10. This upcoming road series can serve as a reset for Baltimore. Games 1 and 2 will have MASN coverage starting at 7 p.m., and Game 3's O's Extra pregame show will begin at 12:30. From the PNC Digital Desk, I'm Annie Claff, and this is presented by PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865.